Brings the Astro 30 here, yet again, and sitting on the desk is a desk fan, which is fitting. So the issue with this is it takes a while for it to spin up to full speed, so I think the bearings have got gummed up with probably dust or something. So let me just take the grill off. I mean, I know it's the middle of winter, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's not as free as it should be. So we turn it on. That should have got up to speed by now. And if I put it on oscillate, yeah, it shouldn't be spinning that slow. Okay, unscrew the blades. I could probably use a clean. Alright. Doesn't feel too bad. It is unplugged. So let me just take the guard off. So I really need to get into the motor, so I need to pull this apart. If I can pull it apart. Very short screw. Aha, we're in like Flynn. So I'm wondering if it's just a lack of lubrication at this front bearing. There we go. Take the oscillate arm off. I'll just unscrew this nylon bit at the back here so I can get to the screws properly at the back of the motor. Alright, I've got those nuts loose now. These nuts. Alright, let's see if I can separate the motor. There are going to be shims in here, so I've got to be careful. That's about as far as I can get it, so I want to get some oil up into this bearing in here, and probably the one at the back as well, which is going to be proving to be a little bit more awkward. Clean the shaft. Still feels stiff. Okay, I managed to get some oil into the back bearing, but it still feels stiff. Motor's back together. Now this is highly dangerous because it's all exposed and there's no fan guard on it. So okay. Something's binding. That's not great. I took it apart again, took the gearbox off. It's this back bearing here is gummed up with grease in here, where the grease is not supposed to be. So I'm just going to have to try and work the WD-40 in there. Warranty is voided now, but oh well. Yeah, it's still gumming up. I'll just run it for a bit and see if I can work that oil in. Right, I've actually just got the motor all apart here. Here's the rear cover, stator or combar. So I'm going to clean this all up properly and clean out the inside of the bearings with some alcohol here and the one on the top. Add a tiny bit of oil and hopefully it spins free. Well, it seems to spin free in that bearing. With the gearbox still removed and the motor put back together, that feels a lot smoother than it did before. Let me just pop the fan back on the front here. My fingers are all slimy because they're covered in WD-40. That seems a lot better. Alright, it seems the issue is in this gearbox because when it's on that's stiff. When it's off it's fine. See, it spins up fine. As soon as I put that back on, it gums up. So yeah, I think I found the issue. It's this gearbox. When I tighten this screw all the way, I can see it's actually pulling it at an angle and the motor won't start. If I loosen that screw a bit, maybe a bit more, use a small screwdriver too. Interesting. So this top screw here on the gearbox is pulling the gearbox. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's pulling it in there more than it should. So either this thing is bent a bit or poorly manufactured, whichever. So I need to put like a shim behind here to stop that from pulling the nylon bit too far that way. Probably just a normal washer will do. I found one of those electrical cable tie points that you find in amplifiers and stuff, which screws to the chassis with a little thing here that you hook your cable to. I mean, that'll do the job. And it can serve as an extra purpose to hold that cable straight. The thing is, spins a lot freer. Which I'm happy about. Okay, that's operating fine now. I suppose I should put it back together. Made in China. That's operating a lot better now too. It used to, when it was oscillating, you'd get to the extreme end and the fan would slow down and it would come back around, speed up, slow down, speed back up. So all the gearbox issue at the back there was probably what was causing it. So, actually that's cold, I'm turning that off. Why was the nylon an issue at the top there? Probably because it's warped now. Could be on the really hot days when this was running for probably 12, maybe 14 hours at a time. It just got so hot back there on the motor and it just sort of like started melting the nylon a bit, so it's sort of made it a little bit warped, you know. So it's fixed now. I mean, it was only $20 at bloody Woolworths, but I thought I would make a video on it because I thought someone might find it interesting. That doesn't seem to be sitting in there properly. I'll fix that in a minute. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here. If you enjoyed it, please remember to go down below, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Anyway, this is Astro3 saying, keep cool.